Being a teacher is hard, especially if you want to do a good job. But you have so many holidays. Well, yeah, true. And in those holidays, I am grading tests and practical assignments. I'm also preparing classes and making new tests. So if you're jealous about us teachers having more holidays than you, don't be. When you get home from your job, most likely, you're done. When I get home, I'm never done. All of these extra holidays are in stark contrast with all of the weekends I spend working. There's a reason why many teachers get a burnout at least once in their career. But I'm not making this video to convince you the holidays we get as teachers are valid. If you've watched episode 5, you'll know that I have decided that this school year will be the final year for me being a teacher. Now that doesn't mean I'll never teach again, who knows what the future will hold, but starting from next year, I want to focus on getting a remote job and traveling the world, which I talked about in episode 2 by the way. I'll leave links to both of these videos in the description. Now one of the major reasons for me wanting to quit being a teacher for a while is because being a teacher is hard, especially if you want to be a good teacher. You see, most teachers don't really give a darn about their students or about what they teach. I kid you not, but what I've seen from most of my colleagues is that they simply want all the kids in their class to be quiet, have them do work in their workbook, and just sit there and grade tests so they won't have to do anything once they get home. Oh, and preparing classes is not really a thing for them because they just do the same stuff every single year. Look, I understand why they do it. I genuinely do. Teaching is insanely hard, and anything that can make it easier is welcome. The problem is that if you want to be good at teaching, you shouldn't take these shortcuts. Making classes engaging takes effort, a lot of effort. For me, I try to make my classes fun by telling stories and engaging a lot with my students. Now this only works for the subject I teach, of course, history. I don't think a math teacher will be able to do this too. Nonetheless, you can also make your classes more engaging in many other ways, but most teachers refuse to do this for the sake of simplicity and making life more easy for themselves. And like I said, I don't blame them. But this is exactly why most kids nowadays hate school. Are teachers fully responsible for taking the easy way when it comes to education? Absolutely not. Schools take on too many students and place them in the wrong classes, expecting way too much from their teachers. Every class that I teach has give or take 30 students in it. On a daily basis, I see more than 200 students. On certain days, this will be even closer to 300. I try my best, but the reason that I'm able to be a good teacher is because I know I'm quitting after the school year. If I knew I wouldn't be doing this for another couple of decades, there is no way I could teach the way that I'm currently doing. I would have to take the easy way as well and simplify my classes to the extent that students will start disliking my way of teaching as well. And it's not just teaching. You get many other responsibilities besides just standing in front of 30 kids. All of these responsibilities pile up, and so we see a lot of burnout when it comes to teachers. A friend of mine, also a history teacher but in a different school, got a burnout as well. And this guy is 27 years old. That's insane. At the age of 27, you shouldn't be so overloaded with tasks that you burn yourself out, but here he was. For about a year he didn't work, but he's now back working as a teacher. He recently told me that he's doing even more for school than he used to before he actually had a burnout. But now that he knows how to deal with it, he doesn't feel overwhelmed anymore. Now, although I sincerely believe he feels this way, I call BS on him not being overwhelmed. In fact, I dare to predict that he will get another burnout somewhere in the next 3 to 5 years. Although I wouldn't say I'm close to a burnout myself, it's probably because I know I'm getting out soon. Just another school year of work and I'm free. But if I knew I had to do this for another decade or even multiple decades, I don't think I could do it, because being a teacher is hard.